that was in there, and I had got a cheesecake. So I get the cheesecake. I go back to the register, and I pay for the cheesecake. I paid for the cheesecake in cash, but I had paid for the pizza and with a debit card. So when I pay for the pizza with the debit card, I go sit down playing on my phone with the book. I was editing and typing and shit, and then I got up and went and go got a cheesecake, and I went to the register to pay for the cheesecake with the I paid for cash. I used cash. So now I go back and sit down. I'm kind of like taking my time with the cheesecake. You know, it's a delicacy and shit like that. And I'm taking my time with that. And now the person that's at the register when Joe Biden was there and shit, it was like a 16-year-old girl or something. So when he left, that was who took my order. While he was there, she took my order and everything like that. But then like he left and everything like that. So now when I'm sitting down eating the cheesecake, she bring the pizza to me. Like I said, it's like 9 o'clock, almost 9:30 or something. So it was kind of like she bring the pizza to me. You feel me? Now when she bring the pizza to the table, she was like walking off, but I was like, excuse me. I was like, y'all got any forks? Because I always like to, you know what I'm saying, like cut the pizza and shit, and the cheese be melting and all that. So I like to keep a fork handy. You feel me? So I mean a knife handy. So I was asking like, yo, you got a fork or whatever? And she was like, yeah, I can get you a plastic fork or whatever. I like, all right, cool. But she went and got a plastic fork, and then she brought the fork and stuff like that. But then she kind of like walked off. But then as I'm sitting there eating the pizza and all that, one of the guys that was in there working in the restaurant, if you don't know, it was her brother, her boyfriend or something, but the guy, he's a young guy, you know what I'm saying, a little younger than me probably, from the look of it and stuff. So he walked up like, yeah, excuse me, da, da, da. Like, what you doing over here? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you mean? He like, no, the girl, you know what I'm saying, behind the counter, she's underage, you feel me? She's saying you showing her something on your phone, da, da, da. Like, she was like basically he was saying that I show her a porno on my phone or something, like a porno of me or something like that. So I'm like, porno of me on my phone. I'm like, I'm typing a book on my phone the whole time, sitting over here eating pizza, like, you feel me? Eating my cheesecake and all that. So he like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I ain't doing none of that. You feel me? I don't know what she talking about. I ain't did none of that. So he like, all right. He like, hurry up and eat. I'm like, so I'm looking at him like, all right, you feel me? And he walk off. So now, after like a few minutes go past, you feel me? I'm just chilling, eating my food or whatever. And then, you know, I think he approached me again, like, yo, you feel me? You been in here too long. You feel me? Like you gotta finish your food and you gotta go. You feel me? Like you gotta go now. You feel me? I'm like, damn. I'm like, what you mean? Like, what are you talking about? He like, no, cause you just did that. Like you just gotta get out. You feel me? So I'm like, damn. Like, all right. You feel me? I'm like, mind you, I was almost done anyway. But I'm like, all right, say no more. But I ain't getting up until I'm done. Like, you gotta wait until I'm done. He like, no, you need to get up and leave now, or I'm gonna call the police. So I'm like, all right, man. Like, you got it. You win. You feel me? So I had got up and left and shit. But it was just so crazy because like the police was like riding up down the street, but it was like that shit kind of correlated all the way back to like my parole officer, my not my parole officer, my probation officer in Pennsylvania and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess it was just a scenario like where they try to call the cops, you feel me, about it, you feel me, where she tried to say I sexually assaulted her, you feel me, because she was trying to say she walked up to the table to bring me a knife, and and my phone had porno on it when she walked up to the table. So she tried to say like I sexually assaulted her or some shit like that. So it was like they called the police, you feel me? But I guess like, you know, in New Jersey right now, you feel me, with those pending cases that, you know what I'm saying, I had one or whatever, they kind of already know a little bit about me as far as like, you know, what's going on with me. So like when she tried like frame another scenario, you feel me? Like what happened was like they had kind of like try to frame the scenario, see if it could work. But the cameras, you feel me, and the camera angles and stuff like that. I mean, it was like it wasn't nothing going on. You feel me? And then it was like she's saying something on my phone, but that's like anything to say though. You feel me? And all that. But So it just wasn't gonna work, and it just wasn't a good idea for them to pursue it. So that's why like the police ain't probably arrest me or nothing, or pull up and question me about it. You feel me? Like they probably ain't really want, you know what I'm saying, try to press full charges about the whole scenario. But like it directly affected me as far as like my probation officer and them. They got an alert. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That I almost caught another case like that. So now, you know, it kind of like put a strain on my relationship with them a little bit after that happened. You feel me? Made my job with them a little bit harder. You feel me? So I was kind of pissed about it. Like, damn, you feel me? Like that was crazy. But after that, you feel me? I just was like, I haven't even been going out to eat. You feel me? In months. You feel me? Since that happened. You know, like I had to just like fall back all the way off the map. You feel me? Like, you know, it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, to like have to, you know, be on like super P's and Q's, and you know, and be very, you know, nervous and shit, like, and anxious. Like, just you can't even go out and get, you know, something to eat. You feel me? Without somebody trying to figure out how they can, you know, frame you for doing something, or try to put, you know, try to get something started. You feel me? Where you might land in front of police, you feel me, at the end of that meal, you feel me? So I was like, man, I'm done. Like, I don't even want to eat no more or nothing, man. Like, it's all over and shit like that. And then, you know, after that, you know, that was pretty much it. But, you know, I just felt like, damn, like, for me to have got off a little bit earlier, you feel me, than my usual little spot that I go eat at, and then I walking up the street to the pizza store, and the Secret Service boy, he had ran and shit, like he was caught in the middle of something. And then I walk in there, and then, you know what I'm saying, there he is. But then he leave, and then they try to line me up for another case and all that, but the shit ain't work. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was just suspect anyway, because it's like 9 at night. She's supposed to be like 15, 16. That's cool. But she had to register. It's like 5 different dudes behind the counter, like, you know what I'm saying, that work there. So I'm like, why would she be bringing a grown man his food, you feel me, at 9 or so, where the seating areas in the restaurant is empty? It's just like, I'm over there by myself. I'm sitting at the window, you feel me, but I'm like sitting by myself. Like, there's nobody there at night. There's nobody was there, you feel me, at that time of night. But it's like 5 dudes like behind the counter, like working at the restaurant at that night. So I'm like, why would she be the one at the register and the one bringing me my food? Like, it was just like they was just trying, you feel me? So I was like, damn, that shit was crazy. But after that, you feel me, I had to stop eating out and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? I had to like just fall back, you feel me, and like stick to the basics, cook my own food, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know, just to avoid any kind of trouble that could come, you know what I'm saying, from those kind of angles, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially since, like, you know, I just went through some stuff with the courts, and, you know, and I had a positive outcome and stuff like that. So, you know, I just feel like, man, let me just like take it easy, you know, fall back a little bit, man. Like, I don't know what's going on. People, you know, everybody's not happy, you know what I'm saying, to see my outcome, you know, as far as what happened with the court system and the cases that, you know, was lodged against me and all of that. So I was just like, damn, that was crazy. You mean, like, the first time I ever come across him, you know, in a little incognito pizza store, you know what I'm saying? The Secret Service boy running from, you know what I'm saying, seeing me and shit. And then, like, they try to frame me for a whole sexual assault case as I sat down, like, 20 minutes later, you know what I'm saying, to eat pizza. And, you know, that was, like, how that happens. But, yeah, you know, I don't know what to say, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, shout out to the haters, man. And, you know, I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? It only helps, you know what I'm saying? Like, some resistance is, you know, it only helps sometimes, you feel me? But as far as Joe Biden go, I mean, like, I don't know the guy. Like, I don't know. I don't know Joe Biden. So, yeah, that was fun. That was decent to meet him like that, and shit like that. So it was like, yeah, we had a little sit down, you know, a little dinner, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, you know what I'm saying. And I guess everybody ain't like how I look. And so, yeah, I could almost fucking went to jail that night for, you know, a sexual assault or something like that. If you know, but again, knowing my scenario already, I'm sure the state troopers probably was looking at the scenario like, we can't see nothing on that camera, or he ain't saying nothing, or pursuing you, or like just to say, that's like if I'm sitting down and somebody bringing me a drink in a bar and I got a picture of my dick on my phone sitting on a bar. Like, all right, I mean, it's like that's like anything, but that ain't even happened. But it's just like I'm just saying for the example of like if I'm going to watch Pornhub or something like that on my phone sitting in a fucking public restaurant, you know what I'm saying, with the porno on mute or something like that. It's like, and then the person bringing my food or something like that, just glancing into my business, is like, I mean, sit the food on the table and go about your fucking night. You know what I'm saying? Type of joint. But that's why it wouldn't have made sense. So I feel like that's probably why the state patrol, state police, you feel me, probably ain't really want to try to pull up and blitz me and charge me with the shit and all that when they made the phone call and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That was like the funny story about how I met Joe Biden and how I ran across him though. It was like some spontaneous out of the blue shit. They ain't expect me to come in there. I ain't expect to see him in there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that's probably why the Secret Service bull ran and shit when he seen me approaching the pizza store. But yeah, man, another one of those stories, man, like some sneaky snubby shit, sneaky snubby chronicles. You know what I'm saying? Like some of this stuff I be talking about and experiencing, you feel me? I got a specific name for it, you feel me? Like I call it like I call it the Sneaky Snubby Chronicles. We dropped a few publications underneath of that name too, like Sneaky Snubby Chronicles 1, maybe 2. I think it might just be 2 of them though. But yeah, like for stories like this, you know what I'm saying? It's like Sneaky Snubby Chronicles, like real sneaky shit, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm real snubby, like, so it's like a Sneaky Snubby Chronicle, you feel me? Like sneaky snubby shit, you feel me? And all that. Yaron, ZBM, No Bending, Meatball Money Music, you feel me? And Zera Fit, you feel me? Like, I don't know what y'all think, man. Like, should we drop a love single? Should we drop a love song? You know what I'm saying? Should we drop a street classic, you know what I'm saying? Or should we drop a money getting street classic? Like, I don't know. I've been trying to find some beats. I don't know if you got some beats, send me some beats, man. You know what I'm saying? Any upcoming beat makers and shit like that, man. Like, send me some beats, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I put some shit on that joint, you feel me? Put some gas on there for you, you feel me? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might be able to blow your whole career up and all that off of what I might be able to do with your beat and all that. So, I don't know. If you got some beats, let me know. If you got some ideas, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want to hear, you know what I'm saying? From Meatball Money. You know what I'm saying? I know it's about to be a hot summer we approaching and everything like that. So, interested in definitely seeing like what kind of vibes, you feel me, like the summer gonna be, what kind of vibes the summer gonna bring, you feel me? So, we got our eye open for like the new music, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. It's been a few guys, you feel me, that I've been kind of like dabbling a little bit, like catching little songs that people putting out and shit, like different guys like out of states and shit like that, like couple dudes down south and shit, like DC, Baltimore and shit. You know what I'm saying? A couple of New York guys and shit. But, I haven't really been seeing like too many artists from like Cali or like down south in like Atlanta and shit. But, like I be keeping my little ear open a little bit, you feel me? Like for like some of the different music, you know what I'm saying? Some of the different stories that you might hear and some of the music and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't really be having time to really like listen to everybody's music, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really be listening to nobody no more, but I mean, like hearing again, I might hear somebody's music, but I'm always interested in seeing like what kind of new music and shit coming out, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, but it don't really never influence my music itself, you know what I'm saying? But just to keep a good idea, like what kind of artists out there, what kind of music out there, what kind of content, are people gravitating to and shit like that. But so I be seeing a little bit, you feel me? But I don't really be like tapped in with nobody else, like music wise, you feel me? Like I barely listen to my own music, you feel me? Like I done drop music, like I done dropped a few tapes and shit, but I don't even barely listen to my own shit, you feel me? Like when I listen to my own music, I be like, damn, like it'll blow my mind and shit. Like, I ain't listened to this shit in like 4 weeks. Like, damn, this shit hot, you feel me? That's how it be though, you feel me? Like, I don't even be listening to my own music. And then I be writing and shit like that, you feel me? Like, trying to write equal differences and all that, you feel me? Like, that shit be having me in a whole nother world. Like, I don't even be having the time to really listening to my own music and shit, you feel me? So, but yeah, man, 2024, NBM, we got like one tape done in like January. Sign Unsigned, you feel me? Or something like that. I forget what we dropped in January, but we dropped something in January, you feel me? And that was pretty hot, you feel me? So I mean, like, you know, just let me know, man. Like, what's hot, you feel me? Like, what kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can aim and just drop, like, you know what I'm saying, some tracks, you feel me? Like, all motivation, money getting type Jones. And then we can always drop some, like, some grimy, gritty street shit. But you know, I like to try to talk to the ladies and shit too. We can drop some love tracks or something, like put something together. We can put some shit together. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just haven't really been, you know, focused on music and shit. But yeah, ZBM, man, no bending, Meatball Money Music. You know what I'm saying? All that. And like I said, man, that was interesting, man. You know, so again, you know, my message is always for the youth and shit. But yeah, man, just you know, sometimes be careful, man, like what you ask for, what you spend your money on and shit like that. And like I said, man, like I had to fall back. I couldn't even eat out, you feel me, and all that. I felt I was just kept almost like damn near getting lined up every time I try to go out to eat. So, you know, shit be like that though sometimes. But yeah, man, positivity, you know what I'm saying? Positivity must win. That's one of my hashtags I used to like to use and shit, like positivity must win. So that's all. But yeah, so I just wanted to describe how that looked and shit when I kind of ran across Joe Biden and shit. And that was pretty decent and shit. But yeah, man, shout out to America, man. May God bless America and all that shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Carløs Zeta, that stupid motherfucking boss, no bending. Young DBM, no bending. You know what's going on? It's discussing how Carløs Z met Joe Biden. So we're gonna try to make this as quick as possible. You know what I'm saying? But basically it was like in the process of like January, February, and to March, you know, it was like a lot of fuckery, you know what I'm saying, kind of going on, you know, just in the travels, you know what I'm saying, like day-to-day travels, you know what I'm saying, like, and, you know, like, as I get money, as I make money, like, I'm always interested in sharing money, you feel me, like, I always spend a lot of money on food, you feel me, like, it's never like a problem for me, you feel me, like, to, like, you know, spend money on food and shit like that, like, I don't mind, you feel me, but the whole thing is, like, as I was, like, going through, like, January, February, March, like, in those 3 months, like, just going out to eat, you know, having a good time and, you know, traveling and stuff like that, I just was, like, going through little scenarios that was, like, almost tripping me up, you feel me, like, almost, you know, where I almost found myself in trouble. So, at that rate, it was just, like, basically the same kind of scenarios that was going on and stuff like that, far as, like, you know, me being framed for sexual assault. So it was like one of those kind of scenarios is kind of like what happened, but basically I break it down, and first and foremost, it was like a Friday night or something, and, you know, I was on like a dart bus or something like that, and I'm out of town. It wasn't a dart bus, I forget the name of the bus, but I'm out of town, and I'm like in South Jersey or something like that. But when I'm doing that, my whole thing was, damn, like, I'm kind of hungry. Like, it's like 10 at night, you feel me? Like, and before I was going to go in the house and do all this extra shit over there in South Jersey with my friend, I was just, like, getting off the bus, you feel me? But before I got off the bus to get to where I was going, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was going to have some pizza, you know what I'm saying, at a pizza shop. But, you know, like, this was, like, my first time ever going there, you feel me? Like, I wasn't even it wasn't even my first original idea. First original idea I had was like go to a bar and have a drink and maybe some wings. You know what I'm saying? It had been a while since I had wings, so I was like, fuck it, I could just stop there, have a couple of drinks and some wings and stuff like that. But I had switched my whole idea. Like, nah, fuck it. You know what? I should just get some pizza real quick. So when I got off, you know what I'm saying? When I got off the bus and shit, I got off like where I got off at. It was like unusual. You feel me? For me to like kind of stop there and get off there. So I got off where I got off. When I got off, the pizza shop, you know what I'm saying, was like 2 blocks up the street, like a block and a half up the street from where I got off at. So I had to walk up a little bit. But when I got off, the bus and the traffic go, you know what I'm saying? I'm walking up a little bit. The pizza store on my right-hand side, but it's like, again, like a block or so up the street. And it's like shops all on my left, too. So, but I got up, boom, I was walking up the street. And it was so funny because it's like, again, like 9, like maybe like 8:45, 9 o'clock at night type John. And I'm looking to the left, and I just see like a Secret Service agent, you feel me? He just kind of like running into one of the stores and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I ain't really paying no mind at first, but when it happened, I was like, that was strange, you feel me? But he had on like an all black outfit and shit, you feel me? And he kind of like looked at me. We kind of caught eye contact. He just turned and ran into the store that he was standing out front of. I kept walking, you feel me? And then like I walk into the parking lot of the pizza store and shit. And you feel me? I go in there. It's like nobody in there and shit, but it's like Joe Biden was standing there at the register, but I didn't even know it was him. Like I don't be knowing people. You feel me? Like, I don't be noticing people too much all the time, but sometimes it might take a second for me to register. Like if it's like somebody that's like you're like well known or like famous or something like that. But yeah, and then you know he didn't have like the clean shave. Like he didn't look like a president. You feel me? He didn't look like the actual president when I walked in. So you know he had like a full beard. You feel me? His shit was kind of scruffy and all that. So he had like the scruffy face going on. You know what I'm saying? And he was just standing at the register. So I kind of like breezed past, but I ain't really noticing like all the way. So when I get in there, I was like standing in line, but he was like standing back from the register, but he was like standing at the register. So I was like, I wasn't sure if he was ordering or not. So I was just standing there like in line waiting. But after a second, he wasn't like ordering enough, and I was just asking him like, "Yo, like, excuse me, you ordering or what?" And he was like, "Oh no." And then I kept it moving. And then I had went and ordered my food or whatever. But after that, we kind of looked at each other, and that was it. I don't know if I was supposed to speak to him, like, so I ain't really want to speak to him and shit, because I ain't really know, like, what that was. I ain't know. Like, it was just weird, you feel me? Like, that was my first time meeting the president, like, having an encounter like that, so I ain't know what to say to him or nothing, but I just kind of, like, walked and went about my business, and, was at the soda fountain and shit like that, getting ready to get my soda. So then after a second, you feel me, he kind of, like, we had said a few other things to each other and shit, but then he ended up walking out. So when he walked out, you feel me, I was like, damn, like, that's crazy, you feel me? Like, because I was about to go to, like, one of my usual little bars I go to and have some wings and a drink or something. But then I switched my plan, like, and like, out of nowhere, and just was like, nah, man, I should just get some pizza, you feel me? And then I went there, and then that's what it was. That's what it was that was in there. But the Secret Service boy ran. He was standing across the street from the pizza store. And he ran inside of one of the other stores and shit. And I guess probably, like, did whatever, I don't know, some police, whatever they be doing with their walkie-talkie shit and all that. So I guess that probably what it was. But he ran. I walked in, and we had a few words and shit. But then he ended up walking out. He was mad as shit. He turned. I ain't gonna say he was mad, but I don't know. It probably was a surprise to him to see me. But he had, like, he was, like a little red in the face and shit, but yeah, he was alright though. He didn't really speak to me too much. I didn't speak to him too much, but then he ended up getting out of there. So damn, I kind of like was like a little shocked, but I was like, fuck it, and I go sit down at the table, and I'm like writing equal differences. I was actually writing like, I think it might have been book 4. I might have been writing like book 4 at the moment, and when this was going on like February. February, March, or something like that. So when I'm typing like at the table, I just get up and go to one of the freezer, the refrigerator. I will say, like when that happened, you feel me? Like when that happened, it prompted me. You feel me? Like it prompted me. Like I was so nervous about the joint a little bit to where the scenario a little bit like where I kind of like I remember I got back to Philly. You feel me? And I was like, oh, like after that, you feel me? Like it just prompted me to go live on Instagram. You feel me? Like so when everybody see me go live on Instagram, and I just feel like breaking down all of those cases and what happened. You feel me? With all of those cases in New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Like when I had broke down all those cases, you know, on Instagram and just like released that shit. You feel me? It was like that's kind of why though. You feel me? Like that night when I had went in a piece of John and I was trying to sit there and eat. You feel me? And I almost got arrested that night for something. You feel me? And I was like, all right, because that wasn't the first one. It was like two or three before that night, where it's like shit was kind of sketchy. Where I felt like I was almost damn near set up. You feel me? And you know, like to be on probation and all that. So it was like too much. Like I was like, all right, nah, fuck that. You feel me? Like you know what I'm saying? Before I violate probation and for some shit I ain't do. You feel me? Or you know what I'm saying? Put another case on top of those cases over there. Like, no. Like, I was just like, no, we going. So I just felt like that next day, you feel me? Like, when I was in Philly and shit, and I'm like, I just felt like that shit made me nervous. So I just had to ice it. Like, no, man. Like, and then I had stopped eating out and shit like that. You feel me? But, like, when you look at my Instagram around, like, March, you feel me? At the beginning, like, somewhere in the beginning of March, you feel me? Like, you'll see, like, how it just came out of nowhere. You feel me? Like, how I just kind of, like, went from releasing books and you know doing that and you know promoting music and shit like that to like just start speaking about my cases and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like how I had beat like two of them already and shit. Like you see, like I just come out of nowhere with that. You feel me? But that's why you feel me. Like I had ran into Joe Biden and all that shit in a pizza store, and then I almost felt like I almost got arrested that night and shit for sexual assault. You know they try to like play that game and shit, but I just like I walked away peacefully, like, nah, it's cool, you feel me? Like, all right, I'll leave your piece of story, you feel me, and shit like that. But it was just like, after that, that's when I was like, no, fuck all that, you feel me? Like, and I started talking about my cases and everything like that and shit that was going on. But, you know, that's kind of like where all that shit come from. Like, that's where it all came from now, you feel me? As you see, like, you know, I'm damn near doing my own little podcast type joint, my own little blog site or something on YouTube and shit. But, you know, just talking about a lot of shit that been going on that led up to all of that. You feel me? That led up to those cases. You feel me? With the FBI and all that shit, with the, you know, the little frame sexual assault cases they was after and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I start, you know, discussing, you know, what the hell was going on with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, damn, that was a close call. You feel me? Like that shit could have happened again that night. You feel me? And you know, after that, you feel me? I think they got the message. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just fall back and relax. Like back the fuck up a little bit. You feel me? Like you know what I'm saying? Just been trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess they just upset. You know what I'm saying about the you know the cases. You know what I'm saying? They losing the cases. They lost a couple already, and you know it is what it is. Like or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't prove their case. So you know, and I'm done with probation and shit like that. So at that rate, I feel like some people was just trying to help, you know what I'm saying? You know, and trying to help them have any kind of new case, you feel me, like that might stick. So then I was like, no, I just gotta speak about this shit, you feel me? So that's why I was like, for the youth again, you know what I'm saying? Don't underestimate your freedom of speech, you feel me, and what that really mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's all. I had to exercise my freedom of speech, right? You know what I'm saying? After that encounter, you feel me? And, you know, I damn near dodged a bullet that night, you know, where she tried to make the accusation I sexually assaulted her because she seen a porno on my phone. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, that's not true at all. And then they start getting aggressive, trying to kick me out and shit. But after Joe Biden left, though, you feel me? So it was like, that shit was crazy. But, you know, after that, like the next day or so, you know, as you can see, like on my Instagram, Zera_brand_, you know, I just kind of like came from left field and just started using my freedom of speech and shit. Like, no, like y'all got fault, y'all got, you feel me? Y'all disrespecting me, you feel me? And shit like that. And I got shit going on, you feel me? Like with these probation in Pennsylvania, parole, all this other shit. And it's like, no, y'all just disrespecting me at this point. So, you know, for the youth, it's like, don't never underestimate, you feel me? Like using your freedom of speech and shit like that. And that's why, like, for me, like with rap and shit, like, yeah, you feel me? Like, there's a lot of money in the music industry and shit. It's a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, with the music that you can make and everything like that. But at the same time, it's like, you feel me, regardless of the money that you can make from the music industry, you feel me, always remember, like, for the youth, for the 10-year-old, you feel me, you know what I'm saying, that look up the rappers, or that for the 10-year-old that feel like he might want to become a rapper, you feel me, like, don't just always look at this shit for money. Like, look at this shit for the fact that you can use your freedom of speech, you feel me? Like, even on basic shit, not even just against the government, like on basic shit. Like, you're a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, you 15, you in high school, everybody shitting on you, feel like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to talk shit, you feel me? Like, whatever the case may be, somebody trying to bully you, or whatever the case could be, you feel me? Like, you got low self-esteem, like, you can use your freedom of speech, you feel me? That's what your music can be for, you feel me? Like, your art, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? To speak out against that shit, you feel me? Like, no, like, I am that nigga, you feel me? Like, no, I am that chick, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the money, you feel me? Like, no, I am what I am, you feel me? Like, I don't care what you're talking about, you feel me? And shit. So it's like, you can just use your freedom of speech in different ways, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So that's really what it is, you feel me? That's really what it's about, you feel me? Like, the music shit for me, like, using your freedom of speech, you feel me? And taking advantage of it, you know what I'm saying? To make sure you protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Like, when you think about music, you feel me? If you're a young guy, you mean, or a young girl, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Don't just think about music like for this money, you know what I'm saying? For some fame and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool, you feel me? But like, no, use that shit for your freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? That's about it, you feel me? That's the most important thing in a nutshell, you know what I'm saying? You're on ZBM, no bender.